Record. Cool, we're all going. Hi. Basically, I'm going to be interviewing Audial. Did I say that right? Audial.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Um, so yeah, first off, then, why the name change and why did you choose Audial?
That's because on SoundCloud and Beatport there are tons of dusks um,
Uh,
or variations of it, and for my census track, the dub techno submission to be put on the album, I had to have a name change. So that's why I had to change my name. As for Audial, pretty much all I can say is I spend far too much time on Audio Tool, so I just kind of Audio Tool, Audio. It's
yeah.
not very imaginative, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, the next question basically was what was your biggest inspiration, both on and off audio tool?
On Audio Tool, I'm gonna have to say Amoeba to start off with. His music is just obscenely good.
Yeah.
Then Keps as well. Keps and Amoeba are currently my favorite, and they always inspire me to do more ambient stuff. Keps is what was it, 19? That was just an amazing track. So I kind of just started trying to make beatless ambient music because of that track.
Yeah.
Away from audio to Ryan Sheehan, he's another phenomenal composer, and John Hopkins.
Yes. Yes.
Um, and as for my more energetic stuff, it's going to have to be Feed Me. Feed Me is definitely my inspiration. He probably the reason I started producing
Oh,
actually.
really?
Yeah, I was really up for making complextro like all day long, but that stuff's tricky. So,
Yeah.
and the synthesis is a little bit beyond most of Audio Tool's capabilities. Yeah, you can't get some of the sounds you can get in Massive. I mean, that's granted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just because well, massive is just quite a big instrument. There's so much going on in it that you need quite a few things within Audio Tool to make anything similar. Just because of the how different the instruments are to anything we've got in Audio Tool. Um, right. Okay. Where do you hope the music will take you? You know, is it just a hobby, or is there hopes and aspirations?
It's a hobby for now. I'm not. Well, I hope, but I'm not setting any. Um, I'm definitely going for physics first of all. That's my passion before music production. I've been dead set on physics since I started secondary
Yeah.
school. But music's always there, and I'll always be producing. But I'm not going to put any weight on it, and I'm definitely not going to risk not having a career in physics to have a career in music that might not go where I want it to. But I will always be producing, and I will always be trying to get that one step further.
Cool. Cool. Well, just off that one then. Basically, you said you're really into physics. Does that have any impact on your synthesis, and your synth
Uh,
design type
very
stuff?
little, very little, I would think. Maybe my love for mathematics and physics gives me, I don't know, an edge in that I'm very pedantic. I like things to be kind of perfect. I don't know, maybe um, the two things have similar attributes that you need to do, like to produce versus to do mathematics, do physics. Maybe there's some correlation. I don't know. I just know that I'm really pedantic and picky, and that helps both of them. I have to understand things if I'm doing my
Yeah.
physics, to understand it well and perfectly, and be able to apply it. And I guess when I'm producing, I have to understand what the synths are doing. I have to that passion. I guess could be use.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Okay. Cool. Right. So yeah, some proper music questions now. Basically, the sound quality of your recent work is truly fantastic. Is there any special secret? Is there what's
Yeah,
changed basically?
there's a few things I've been doing. Now I will always split a synth sound into bands. I'll use the splitter and then high pass one, low pass another, and just have a band pass in the middle, or some variation of that. Sometimes it needs to be three band. It could just be high and low,
Yeah.
and then I'll treat them differently because I don't want to put reverb on a low end on the low frequencies. It just makes it muddy. So I'll put that all on the high, and if I have any reverb, that is. And exciters, I've been using more recently. I've been using more recently, um, and that will usually go on the high as well, and sometimes on the low, but they'll be different. Like the way I use it will be different, um, and it means that it's less muddy and it's got a cleaner sound that you're talking about. What else do I do? Oh yeah, my saw. The way I make a saw patch now is much better than how I was doing it before. It's a little technique that I will probably do a tutorial soon, and it just makes it sound that much cleaner and that much more professional. So where did I use it? I did use it in Hunger. The pad that you hear sort of halfway through,
All right. Yeah.
that middle section is all done using this new technique that I've worked out, and um, I showed a couple of people it, and I know that Luxier has used it on a track that he's still got his drafts that I can't wait for him to publish because that's going to be epic. He played it, he put it on Mediafire, so we listened to it while we were in Chatsy,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's a really blooming great track. So I'm looking forward to
Oh,
that.
cool. Um, yeah, we had a little conversation earlier, and you already answered this. But do you sit down and work solidly on a track, or do you flip back and forth? Oh, hang on, just upside down and forth between a couple of drafts over a few days.
Most of the time they will be sporadic, and I'll just finish a track in a day or two. Serenity, that didn't require that much effort. This track, I just sort of put together this piano chord progression, and then made a pad, and then stuck them together and did a load of effects and stuff. But that didn't take long. And then the progressive house edit I did on that weekend as well. So most of the time it's done real quick, unless it's a massive track. Sometimes like Hunger, where it's just endless effects and channels and stuff. That will take me a good while longer. That took me about a week. And sometimes they'll take me months to finish. Like I just gave up on Kronos for ages and ages, and then I finally finished it. It's definitely worth it though. But most of the time they're done real quick.
Okay, cool. Is there a part of the music production process that you dread having to do, or do you just get stuck in? You don't really have any aspects that you don't like doing. You just sort of enjoy the whole thing.
Well, I don't actually split it up into like sections. So putting the MIDI in and then adding effects and then mixing. I don't do it like that. Everything happens at once. There is no like I can't dislike a section of doing it if I do it all at once.
Yeah,
It just that's the way I work. I can't just put some MIDI in and then just leave it and work on other things. I have to make the sound that then creates decent before I move on.
yeah,
And then if I add another synth that has some conflict with the first one, I'll fix that straight away. I won't leave that for the mix. I have to fix everything straight away.
yeah. Cool. I was literally about to ask if you EQ'd each synth separately, or did you wait until you'd finish it all and then start trying to fix bits? But you just said you sort of get in, do the one synth, get onto the second one. If there's something wrong, you fix it then, and you keep going. So everything's based off whatever the first synth or whatever the first sounds were. Is that right?
Yeah. Usually I'll start off with the drums, or depending on the genre.
Yeah,
Most of the time I make kind of house music, whether it be progressive, complextro, or whatever it's, or techno. I try techno, but I don't really know what I'm doing with techno. Um, and I'll start off with the drums because I find that the drums sound much better when you start with no synths, no background noise. If
yeah,
if all you're hearing is a drum pattern, then you can make it sound really solid and great. But if you've got this other background stuff, you kind of like you can't really hear everything the drums are doing, and trying to get drums to fit synths is much harder than trying to get synths to fit the
yeah,
drums. I find anyway, and so I'll do it like that. I'll get my drums down, and they'll sound pretty decent if I spend enough time on them. And finding samples, finding one shots, that can be a bit of an ordeal. So yeah, your question earlier. is a part I dread. Sometimes it's searching for samples, outtakes.
Yeah, I find with the samples that I find certain ones that I like and I really do like them, but then I don't want to keep using them over and over again in case you just get bored of the sound. So sometimes I like think that's one I really like. I'm going to save that for another track where I really need that kick or I really need that snare, just so that it's not the same one every single time. And then I get sick of it. Other people might get sick of it if enough people listen to music, obviously. Um,
Um,
right. Okay. So yeah, do you start a new project with an idea actually in your head, or do you just
Never.
just start it and see where it takes you?
Oh, well, I don't have any melody, any harmony, or any drum pattern or anything in my head when I start. There might be a certain genre or mood I'm going for. Generally, I'll have an idea. Oh, today I want to make progressive house, or uh, if I ever have this idea, I want to make dubstep now. I don't often want to make dubstep, but uh, yeah, I'll go for that kind of sound. I won't start completely at a loss for what I want to do.
Cool. Is there something you would like to learn about the about production in general, or an area of production you wish to improve upon, or is it just the whole thing in general that you just want to keep building up skills in, and or is there a particular area, I suppose?
It recently has definitely been sound design. I've been obsessed with getting a very clean sound. Uh, yeah, so I've just been spending much more time trying to get a certain synth sound. Maybe I don't know. Um, I put about 15, 20 EQs on one synth once, just from trying to get rid of these stray frequencies. That was obscene, so that never I completely got rid of that draft because I'm not going to be. I know it's wrong. If I'm doing something wrong if I've got to put that many EQs on. So I gave that one up. But yeah, it's just been sound design really.
Cool. My last question then, that I've come up with is there an artist that you would love to collaborate with? That could be either on Audio Tool or not, but I suppose Audio Tool's the currently the most likely place to get a collaboration
Yeah.
going.
Um, as much as I'd love to collaborate with people, I know I'm rubbish at collaborating. Um, Probably Keps though. I would like to collaborate most with. I think his style fits mine better than most other people's. But yeah, I know that I'm not brilliant at collaborating. I kind of if I come up with some great idea, I was like, oh, I have to make this, and I'll put it in my own draft instead of that one, which is just a terrible. It's not a very good team sport. But never mind. Oh, that's yeah. Or I'll just wait for the other person to do something before I kind of get to work.
Yeah,
I don't like to initiate any of the ideas. I don't
yeah.
know.
Don't want to be too pushy. Just kind of yeah.
Yeah, and I don't want to say I don't like that. Get rid of that. I don't want to say that.
See, that's what that little X is for. You just go in and slowly delete little synths and whatever, and then just
Um, yeah, I try not to be mean.
right then. So yeah, the next load of questions are from the variety of people who responded to the post I put on Facebook saying wanted to know if anybody had any questions for you. The first sensible one ish is from Oscar Ollie, which is why you so good. But I think we covered that really with the others. But if you fancy answering it, feel free.
Um, probably time. Probably the amount of time I put in it. It's detrimental to my studies and stuff. But yeah, the time I put in does help making good tracks, I guess. I don't know if I put more time than most people. I probably do. I'm on here every day, without a doubt. And that's probably not a great idea, but that's why I produce as I do.
Yeah, it definitely is addictive. It's there's
It's
no
so
other word
bad.
for it.
So bad, though. Yeah.
So Xavier, um, who I think is Zavrox. I could be wrong. I think it might be him. Basically wants to know how to mix a bit better. Is that something you will be covering in your upcoming tutorial, or?
I will do. Yeah, I will do.
Okay, cool. We'll leave that for them then. Don't want
Yeah, I actually think the previous question, well, it does seem like a joke one, is perhaps something you should still ask. The do you make music when you're drunk question.
Oh yeah. Okay. Do you make music
Yeah,
when you're drunk?
it seems like a ridiculous idea, but I mean, you may as well give it a go if you are a little bit drunk. You may as well open it up and see what you come up with. You may like it. I have tried. It wasn't great, but I mean, it's a novelty.
Was it like
Yeah,
the
throughout that thread, um, when answering, I wasn't in my most sober state.
No, I can't. Yeah, I worked that out. I wasn't 100 to start with. I wasn't sure if you were just
Yeah, no,
being ironic or not. And then I thought, actually, no,
no,
I don't. I'm not so
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Sorry about that.
That's cool. There was something. Where was it? No, it's gone.
Do you want me to read the questions out if I can see them?
No, it's well, there's the one from Yaffe, but I think we'll skip that one about the drinking water. In
Yeah.
reply to that question, Yaffe, the answer would be you can get one of those little um, jugs with a filter in them. Tap water through there. The tap water's filtered, tastes as good as the bottled water, but it's been filtered and out your tap. Much cheaper for you. Um, where's that? No, so that's Bain string theory. That's
Oh my
no. Can you
gosh.
eat
Yeah.
soup? You've answered that one on Facebook already about the
Uh,
soup with two straws.
okay.
If God is infinite and the universe is also infinite, would you like some toast?
Yeah, that was kind of just one big troll session, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think this is yeah.
Yeah.
Then they went on to the Scottish thing, so yeah.
Oh right, yeah. I actually missed that until this morning. I didn't actually know that that was mentioned. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not Scottish. You can hear my accent is pretty English. Um, I do have Scottish heritage, and my dad is Scottish, but I'm not. I don't like to think I'm posh, but some people tell me I speak a bit posh. I do live in Ascot, which is
That sounds pretty posh.
that is pretty posh. They've got a big race course here, and the Queen comes here every year. It's I'm not posh though. I'm not posh.
Yeah. But
No.
to be honest, for I have the same with my voice. People have commented. This is just becoming a little chat session now. Yeah, it's people have mentioned that my voice sounds quite posh, but then I think that's mostly in relation to other Welsh people.
Oh right. Yeah.
Is where that comes from. So maybe in relation to what people assume you to sound like as a with a Scottish name, you sound posh. Go with that one.
Okay.
I don't think there are any other real questions.
Oh,
Favorite
oh,
audio tool artist, we covered that. Um, is mayonnaise an instrument? No. Um, but yeah, that's about it. I think for all the questions. Um, yeah. So uh, as Audio's said, as we've mentioned, he's agreed to do a mini tutorial more on your production process. Is that right?
yeah. I'm still undecided whether to do a track from scratch or just go through the draft of a track I'm currently working on or something. Um, you could put a post on Facebook and see if people prefer one over the other, and then I'll work after
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure if I was going to put this and then follow this with a
Oh, I
video
see. Yeah.
with your tutorial, or whether to do them separately. But I think I may as well do them separately. Build up the hype for your video
Okay.
with this, and
Well,
so yeah, so
do what you want. You could just put the question up. Would you rather I could put the question up? No, I'll do it. I'll put the question up, um, and then they could be uploaded together. That would definitely that'd be cooler. I think together.
yeah, cool. We'll do that then. So
Okay then.
yeah, cool. So these are going to be one after the other. So yeah, your video is either going to be production process or uh, track from scratch type thing, or go back into one of your older tracks. If you were going to go back into one and you don't, which track would it have been?
Hmm. Um, let's have a look. I'd probably pick an easy track to go through, not something that's going to crash my computer.
Yeah.
Um, let me see.
Yeah, I found that when doing tutorials that well, I say plural. There's only one so far, but I started I was looking through something, and because I've got an audio recording software plus a video recording software on, there's so much stuff going on the computer that even though it's a pretty high end, with decent amount of processing power, it's still lagging a little bit, and there's not a huge amount going on the track. So I suppose if you chose something like Hunger, which sounds like it's got a
Oh, yeah,
huge amount of
pick
stuff
that.
going on.
Yeah, I'd pick maybe my latest one. That's the one I remember best anyway.
Yeah, I suppose that would
Um,
help as well, wouldn't it?
so I don't know. Have you heard that one?
Yes, yeah, that's the one the techno one, yes.
The one that I thought was techno but wasn't. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the one. Yeah,
yeah, it sounded quite
yeah,
quite housey to me, but then I'm no real
yeah.
expert
Well, it
on
was.
techno, so I don't know when the boundary.
Surprise, surprise! I made another house track. Yeah, that's the story of my production, I think.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Audial. And yeah, good luck with music and obviously with physics as well then. And
Yeah.
yeah,
You too with your production and these tutorials, and I hope you can you get a load more done because they'll probably be really useful.
well, yeah, we'll see. Cheers.
Okay. Okay. Well, till next time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Till next time. Cool. Cheers.
Okay.
Thank you very
Bye.
much.